Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Did you know the single biggest mistake people make with ISO 14001 happens before they even start planning? It's true. They rush into setting targets without building a solid foundation. Today, we're going to fix that. I'm giving you the secret blueprint to mastering Chapter 4, the absolute bedrock of your environmental management system, or EMS. Get this right, and everything else falls into place. Let's dive into the first step, Clause 4.1, Understanding Your Business Environment. This is your strategic overview. The core question here is, what is happening inside and outside your company that could affect your environmental performance? Internally, this could be your company culture, your resources, or your existing technology. Externally, think about things like new environmental laws, climate change risks, or what your competitors are doing. The best way to tackle this is with a strategic analysis. You can use a SWOT analysis, looking at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Or, my personal favorite for this, a PESTLE analysis. That's political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors. You don't have to formally document this analysis, but trust me, your auditor will want to see evidence that you've done this thinking. It shows you understand the big picture your EMS operates in. Next up, Clause 4.2, Identifying who cares. In ISO terms, these are your interested parties or stakeholders. The question to answer is, who is affected by your environmental impact, and what do they expect from you? This goes way beyond just regulators. Think about your customers who might demand sustainable products, your employees who want a safe and green workplace, the local community living near your facility, and even your investors who are increasingly focused on environmental governance. A great tool here is a stakeholder map. You can plot each group on a grid based on their level of influence and interest. This helps you prioritize. The practical action is to create a stakeholder register. This is a simple list of each stakeholder, their needs and expectations, and then you decide which of these become mandatory compliance obligations. These are the things you absolutely must do. Now that we know our context and who we need to please, we move to Clause 4.3, Drawing the Boundary of your EMS. This is where you get specific. The question is, what parts of your organization, which activities, and what locations will your EMS actually cover? You need to be crystal clear. Imagine a blueprint of your company. You're basically highlighting the areas that are included. Maybe it's your main production site and your headquarters, but not your overseas sales office. You have to be careful here though. You cannot use the scope to conveniently exclude activities that have a significant environmental impact. That's a huge red flag for an auditor. The key deliverable for this clause is a formal scope statement. This is a mandatory documented piece of information that clearly defines the physical locations, the activities, products, and services that fall under your EMS. It must be available for anyone who asks. Finally, we have clause 4.4, which is all about bringing the EMS to life. After all this strategic thinking, how do you make it real and integrate it into your daily work? This clause is the bridge between your foundation and your actions. It requires you to establish, implement, maintain, and continually improve your MS. The best way to visualize this is with the classic Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, or PDCA. The information we gathered in the first 3 clauses feeds directly into the plan stage, which is detailed in clause 6 of the standard. To make this operational, you need to define your processes. A simple flowchart can work wonders here. It should show your key EMS processes, how they interact, who owns each process, and what resources are needed. This isn't about doing everything at once. It's about creating an organized framework for action, ensuring your EMS is a living, breathing part of your organization and not just a binder of documents sitting on a shelf. So, to recap, understand your context with a PESTLE analysis, identify your stakeholders and their needs, define a clear and honest scope for your system, and then build the processes to bring it all to life. That's your rock-solid foundation for ISO 14001 success. What's your biggest challenge with Chapter 4? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to help you out. And if you want to get a head start, I've linked a free PESTLE analysis template in the description for you to download. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, give this video a like and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next video, where we'll dive into Chapter 6, Planning. See you then.